Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Janet Yong, and in my channel I share about feng shui, Bazi, entrepreneurship as well as personal growth, especially in the areas of communication, success and motivation. In today's episode, it will be a continuation on the personal growth series. We'll be interviewing Mr. David Tan, who is the founder of Crescendo Interior Services, and in the recent few years he started a new carpentry designer business as well. For his interview, I'll be splitting it into two parts. The first part will interview him on how he overcame his fear of starting something brand new when he's already so familiar and have already grew to strengthen his interior designer business. He will also share his experiences on how he overcame his challenge in starting a new business, as well as doing personal branding, especially when he's very shy in front of the camera. And in the next part of his interview, we'll be talking about why passion is important. Without further ado, let's move on to the next segment where we'll share more about this. Hi David, thank you for agreeing for this particular interview.
Hey, hello.
I would like to ask you, David, because you have been running Crescendo for a period of time and you've been pretty successful. I would like to ask what motivated you to start Carpentry Designers?
Carpentry Designers, I started off, it's not of impulse. Basically, it's a lot of years of thinking, before I start off Carpentry Designers. Basically, Carpentry Designers is fabrication of furnitures, for lifestyle furnitures. For my background is that I've been doing interior design and renovation for more than 20 years. Before that, I also do some furniture and also soft furnishing stuff. Right. So we realized that after 20 years, we realized that we should improve ourselves, because I'm quite a hands-on person. So usually I went to factories, I talk to the workers, I explain how I want to do, and we work out a solution. I even solve for mechanisms and systems. So I realized that by only relying on subcons, I cannot scale, or we don't have a niche somewhere. So I feel that it's time to open up so that we can explore better, we can fabricate better furnitures, source of better mechanisms, improve in the whole system. So we also try to, from solely a service, we also want to service to manufacturing. So that's how we started off Carpentry Designers.
So from what you are saying is basically you are trying to scale your business and you find that it's difficult to find a niche for your existing Crescendo. That's one of the reasons why after speaking, you decided to scale with a niche using Carpentry Designers. Is that right?
Yeah, because for interior design, basically it's more of service. We don't have actually an actual product. That means we don't have a specialty in something.
Like starting any new business, right? What were the challenges that you faced and how did you manage to overcome them when you were starting Carpentry Designers?
Okay, I'm not a carpenter. Although I'm quite hands-on, I'm in interior design for so many years. I go to factory on this, but I'm still not a carpenter. So there's a lot of challenges. To hands-on, totally is a different ballgame. You got to really start from scratch again, basically from the material, the manpower, the actual very fine fabrication details. That's a big challenge, but managed to overcome it. Managed to have quite a few good workers come aboard. But I think basically we have to have an open mind to start from the scratch. That means we have to listen to them. Have to pick up, to work very hard for it. That's some of the challenges coming from a non-carpenter background.
So how do you then check, like you said, because you're not a carpenter, how do you check their work, for instance, or how do you ensure the quality that you want and create a niche that you want for these particular new business?
Yeah, because all along I'm quite hands-on. I go to other people's factory, I see their work, I hear them explain, but I don't know how to do. So by this past 20 years experience, when they actually fabricate, I can understand whether it's the matter what I want, And interestingly, some workers, they have better ideas that we also pick up from. So I observe other people's furniture. So I realized that really there's some difference, Not difference not in terms of aesthetic, also difference on how we fabricate the furniture, the structure, the internal, the wood we use, the thickness and everything.
You mentioned earlier on where for about 20 years you were actually like what we call like the mentor or the senior in the interior design business, especially when it's your own business. Trying to start up something new, it's probably not easy. What were the key factors or probably characteristics that you find in yourself or that you would advise anyone who's trying to like take a change?
I guess the first thing is to start from scratch. You have to really be on the ground quite often. That means a lot of time when people have 20 years, or in the same industry, they've been doing that. They're not willing to bring themselves down, to the same level. When they start out something else, they always say, "Oh, last time like this, and last time like that." So they try to bring whatever they accumulate to use on the new business or new this job. So for myself, I'm quite open. Most of the time, I tell myself I'm very open, and sometimes I need to listen to other people. Don't always feel that you are there. You have to bring yourself down a bit. If you want to learn something, you want to pick up something. Always listen to other people. Yeah, that's quite important.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So I also understand that you've been starting to do a bit more personal branding on various different platforms. So why did you decide to build your personal brand, and can you share with us how you are doing it?
I realized there's a lot of difference in fabrication method, the material use, everything. Then I also realized that industry don't have many people to explain the pro and con or fabrication method and all these things. So I feel that it's time to share our knowledge to the public or even to the people in the same industry. By sharing, then you can actually improve yourself and also improve the whole industry and the whole mindset. A lot of time is because a lot of people don't have the knowledge. Then it create a lot of misunderstanding, create a lot of communication issues and stuff like that. So I feel that it's good to start to share what we know.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then that's everybody gains from it. Yeah.
So, like, there are quite a few people that I know where they feel shy, for instance, to be on camera, to be on videos, doing TikTok, explaining. So, were there challenges that you have to overcome internally to be able to do that? And do you have tips that you can share that if somebody wants to share on TikTok, want to share on Facebook or Instagram, that you can encourage them to take a step forward then?
Seriously, until now, I'm still quite camera shy. I'm still not very used to facing the camera or like conversation like this. But I guess we have to do it hard way. We just have to go on and do it and do it. Be genuine in front of camera. Say what you feel. Just be yourself.
How do you choose the channels that you share on then?
Try and narrow. So our videos or even my carpentry designers videos, we are on the few platforms, the usual few platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I realized that a lot of people view from TikTok. Interestingly, a lot of people respond. A lot of people give feedbacks. Yeah.
So what you're saying is actually comparing Instagram and Facebook, you find that the TikTok videos that you share, there are more responses or inquiries to your business basically.
Yeah, yes. There's a certain advantage to using TikTok, but there are certain things that Instagram might be a better platform, or even Facebook. Depend on your objective. You have to do some research and figure it out.
You mentioned that different objectives, you probably use Instagram and TikTok. So for your case, what are usually the deciding factors when you decide like a video or something should be shared on TikTok or the other one you should be sharing on Instagram?
Those that usually when we produce, for example, of knowledge on design or how we fabricate. So I choose TikTok. It's somehow or other is more interactive. It's closer to viewers. Let's say for portfolios or pictures, that I prefer to share in Instagram.
So David, I think when you were sharing a little earlier about building personal brand, you mentioned that you really like to share knowledge, especially from the furniture and interior design perspective. Just wanted to understand why you were so motivated or passionate to want to share this knowledge.
I feel that after so long, what we learned, we should do something that able to help or able to improve the lifestyle, the experience.
Did you come across then customers that were probably unhappy with their interior designers, such that you feel these need to want to help them or help your clients?
I think it's not. I think it basically is that I see a lot of issues, a lot of problem in the industry. A lot of people that they choose interior designers or ID or renovators or furniture makers. The main first thing is always on the pricing. But then sometimes you need to understand what is after the pricing. You know. So I guess it's more for value for money kind of thing. So you got to understand why you, for example, you pay for this amount of money. It's about for the product itself. What are you getting? I think that is more important. Yeah. So there are people who charge more. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe they give you a better quality, better product. I guess is to educate the public that what are the difference in material, in terms of product, in terms of workmanship, in terms of system, mechanisms, so that you understand what you're paying for.
I see. I get what you mean right now. I guess like when I first started doing renovation, we get a quotation, two different contractors will give you two different quotations, but most times you don't really understand what they are actually giving to you. And it could be whatever that they mention, the quality and how it's done is actually quite different. So your aim is actually to educate them so that they understand what they are getting themselves into when they decide on a piece of furniture or when you're doing interior design.
Correct. Yeah. Basically, you have to understand. You can't be just based on pricing, but you have to understand what is behind the price. So that when we do videos like that, we do sharing section. We just hope that they can understand better. I mean, in terms of furniture, they able to understand better of the product, so then they can actually so-called help them in their decision making. To be a designer is not easy thing. It's not a job that start from 9 to 6 kind of thing. You got to be really, really into that. You got to really like what you see. The whole place is interior design. Environment, your home is interior design. The shopping mall is interior. Everywhere you see is all interior.